Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Hi, I'm Lindsay Arfston, and I'm the Executive Director of the Auburn Senior Center. Today I'm here to talk with my good friend Eric Chung from Creative Music Services, and we're here to tell you about a upcoming spring event in Auburn called FAM. FAM stands for Food, Art, and Music, and we're really looking forward to sharing with you all about it today. So
It's coming up.
So this is my good friend Eric, and Eric, you have a company called Creative Music Services. Why don't you tell us about that, how you got started, and a little bit about yourself?
Well, Creative Music Services was born from my business in LA that I had for years. I lived in LA 20 years, but this is my hometown, so I moved back in 1990, and I decided to leave LA, and I got hired by American River College to formulate the entire commercial music degree program, and I'm kind of the originator in the whole Sac Valley for the program. And I decided at that time to move my business and keep it up here in Auburn,
yeah.
and go back and forth to LA, because I was still doing business with LA in the music, film, acting, production, touring, endorsement, education scene down there, which I'm still involved at heavily down there and in Nashville. So moving to Auburn was good for CMS. It was a big change because I really didn't want to go.
You didn't want to go to
I didn't want to move up to Auburn because I was trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do here? And I don't know anything going on up here, even though I come to my hometown a lot. The business and the passion were born in LA,
Right.
even though I started music here when I was real little. And CMS was born down there, Creative Music Services, and it combined my music, my acting, my production, my education, all into one businesses, because I became a Renaissance type of person. I was an octopus, and it's been a challenge for me years for people to understand what multi-diversity is and multi-talent is. It's easier now, but back then it was you only do one thing, and being a minority was also difficult in a business that was very Caucasian related too, and so we could get stereotyped and pigeonholed. So I had to fight a lot about that to build CMS up. By moving up here, I got more diversified, and I still brought everything I knew from LA up here. But here I was in small town America, and I wanted to forage out to find out how I could contribute back in Auburn, and how I would do business in San Francisco and up here. And I figured I could keep CMS alive and start my involvement in Sacramento, San Francisco, and up here, and go back and forth to LA. So I was doing full-time at the college and building a huge program, which it is now, and at the same time rebranding and re-meeting new networks for my business, CMS, and that's where I joined the Grammy board. I was on there 15 years in San Francisco, and I was also involved in ASCAP, and then I got on the board with California Lawyers for the Arts in Sacramento.
Wow.
I'm on the state board for that, there's 5 chapters among the state. We have a big award coming up, I think in June or July, called Artistic License Awards, and it's hosted in Sacramento this year. You should definitely go to it.
I should
It's
definitely
a big
go.
one. So
Okay.
after that, I got involved with community stuff.
Like Auburn community or
Yeah,
San
the Auburn
Francisco?
community.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really involved in Sacramento, San Francisco, and LA, and kind of in Auburn, but I didn't have enough time to really delve into. So after retirement, I retired from the college 2 years ago after 33 years building up a national program and continuing to do my business all over the country, licensing, touring, videos, I mean, you name it, feature films. I had more time to develop because I wasn't at the college, and that's where I got involved in the community. And Creative Music Services then has become a second arm for me to really push community service, and for me to establish how I want to be remembered in Auburn. Because Auburn's my home, not LA anymore, and meeting you and other key people has given me a reason to give back to the community,
Yeah.
and a reason to create and use my imagination and the way I create to give some better tools and better thoughts of vision to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you've definitely been doing that through the chamber and helping the chamber with all their events and their sound system and.
yeah, so I've got
Yeah.
several community things that I'd love to see happen, and I'm starting to get community political support as well as service club support, and at the same time continue to push my music. And now after meeting you, we can also push your business, Happy House Art, and because I know how talented you are,
Well,
and
thank you.
and I want to see, I really want to see things happen between you and I, and what we can do with our art and music, and you know we become so close with our friendship.
Yep.
You know it's good. It's really really good. So there are new opportunities and horizons for creative music services here in Auburn. At the same time, keeping things alive in LA and San Francisco and Nashville.
It sounds like you've been doing so much everywhere, which I know you have, but I didn't realize how involved the whole school was too, that you were working there for 30 years?
33.
33
Yeah,
years. Okay.
I started. There was only other one program at that time when I came up, and that was my friend Doc Etlinger, who started the program at UOP in Stockton. So we were really the pioneers in the entire Northern California. San Francisco didn't even have anything like this, and neither did Chico. And Sac City, it all started off with me.
So you're a pioneer.
I guess you could say
I like that.
that.
Yeah.
So, but here I am now, you know.
Here we are.
Years later, I met you,
Yep.
and I met our new concept that you're going to talk about in a minute. And, you know, music is alive and it's good as long as we're both healthy.
Exactly. Now we started talking about FAM back in December, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember how we even came up with the concept. I think it was a way to make money for the Auburn Senior Center and to help make money for the DeWitt and the Auburn Winds, right? As a fundraiser, and then
Yeah, you know, you and I first met as next door neighbors at the Old Country Fair, and you were, oh, what's going on with that guy? What's he
Well,
doing?
as soon as I got there, they said, "Oh, he wants to interview you." And I was like,
Right.
"Who wants?" David Hasselhoff wants to interview him. I'm thinking, I don't think that's right. Something must be off with this.
Well, yeah, we first met there because we were next door neighbors, and I had that big media interviews
Yeah.
booth, and then we got to talking, and we started imagining the Taste of the Foothills event, and at that time things looked pretty slow, and we really got our thinking caps on and put that together, and it sold out, and we did a huge media center.
You helped me
Interviews.
tremendously with the Taste of the Foothills.
That
yes.
was, you
Great.
know, it was you and I.
Together.
Yes,
Yes.
together we made that thing happen, and from that, for what we could do past that, post that, to service multiple groups, and you came up with the idea of FAM,
Food, art, and music. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So food, art, and music. What we're envisioning with this particular event is a stage with multiple bands, right?
Or multiple music performers.
Performances, and then we would have tents with artists and food vendors, just for food and some drinks, and make it like a big outdoor sunny day festival, right?
Yep, it's a mini Coachella, and Coachella just finished, so that huge event.
I've been to Coachella; it's fun.
So
A lot of security at
yeah,
Coachella.
sometimes I might go there, but yes, that combined the concept of food, art, and music. We wanted to make it Auburn style and create a fundraiser for multiple nonprofits and give an opportunity for community resources and businesses to come together to support this. We have a lot of community fundraisers in Auburn, but there's really nothing like this that you and I have put together. And
That
that's why
combines all three, right? Usually it's for one
And
organization.
we wanted the food, the art, the music to all be from this area too. That's the whole key, is to involve Auburn art, Auburn music, and Auburn food all together, and not necessarily have have everything come from every place else except Auburn.
Exactly. So the Auburn Winds is going to be featured at FAM. So tell me about who's going to be playing and what the performances are.
Yeah. Well, the Auburn Winds is going to be the feature at 6 o'clock. The event starts at 3, and we'll start off with Music and More's showcase for talent.
Okay.
So that's going to be an exciting one because Kay Coder, who runs Music and More with Mike Coder, is going to supply the talent for half an hour, whatever they're going to be, and a lot of it will be student talent. So that's good. We're going to have young people involved in it.
That's great.
Then we'll follow that up with Jason Vox, LA artist. So we are having one guy, but he's working with me. He's one of my clients, so he'll be coming up and doing a really cool show with a couple of us, and he's EDM pop style.
Okay,
So
good.
we'll
So
kind
there's a
of
little
have some-
variety. Are
And
you
we'll-
playing with him when you say
On
we?
a couple of things,
Oh, you are? Okay.
but not a lot because I'm going to be. We got a
all
lot
over
of
the
things to do.
Yeah, we do.
And we'll follow that up with the Auburn Winds small jazz ensemble.
Okay.
And Jim Kempfer, the conductor, is putting that together. And then Auburn's own, which you've heard them a couple of times, the ukuleles, four ukulele women performers,
So they come after the jazz.
something like that.
Okay.
Then we have our auction at 5:30, and then the Auburn Winds concert band will start at 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay. And they're like the biggest band, like kind of a. Is it
Yeah.
like 40 people or 30 people?
There's
or something?
between 35 and 40 people
Okay.
on that, and they'll be taking up the rear end of the concert. And they have a really good following. The last one they did it was at the State Theater, and they did pretty good on that. And then they have another one coming up May 7th at the Rec Park for the yes, it is at the Rec Park for the spring concert, so we can promote FAM at the
there.
May 7th event too,
Okay.
which maybe you'll want to go to that. It's outdoors on the park. It's nice.
Oh, that'll be fun. Do they usually play indoors?
Yes, typically they've done the State Theater as most of the venue, but oftentimes they've elected to go to the Rec Park because of COVID, and they used to do a big spring concert at Isley's Nursery outdoors.
Okay.
But since it got bought out by Green Acres,
Yeah.
they haven't been able to get back there.
Oh.
So, but there could be some other venues that they can work at, and this will be one of their first times at the Auburn Garden Theater, which we haven't talked about
Right.
the basics
Let's
yet.
just go over. Let's go over the date and the time and the place.
Yeah. So, whoops. Well, the date's going to be June 10th. It's a Saturday, and it's going to be at the Auburn Garden Theater, which is formerly the Auburn Garden Amphitheater next to the library. The address is 350 Nevada Street in Auburn, and the event will start at 3 again, as I said, and it'll end at 7. The ticket cost will be $10, and all of that will go towards the three nonprofits, which the three nonprofits are the Auburn Senior Center,
Yay.
the Auburn Winds, which is the music ensemble, and it'll also be for the DeWitt Theater Restoration.
Excellent.
And on top of that, we are inviting art sponsors, which are art studio galleries, to come and exhibit their goods and sell their goods with tents. So we want to sprinkle the event around with art studio tents to give it that artsy flavor. We'll also have a full red carpet media stage, and we'll have about 5 to 8 food vendors from Auburn selling various foods, and attendees are welcome to bring their own picnic, their own
Absolutely.
drinks. The Auburn Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring and hosting the bar, and the Sugar Plum Fairies will be welcoming everybody to the event, as well as the Auburn Roller Derby girls.
Right.
Not on roller skates.
Okay, because they can't.
No, that
Fair,
would
with
be
the-
a
with the
very
grass.
fast course
Right.
going down the hill.
Right.
So it's going to be a pretty full event here, and you and I will be the host. We'll be doing lots of interviews too with the new Step and Repeat banners, and we're hoping to create a sense of community and community support with media, and photographs, and service groups coming together.
Right. And the service groups would be like the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, that kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, we have Auburn's chock full of service clubs. We have 4 Rotary clubs, 2 Lions groups, clubs, Native Sons of the Golden West, Seroptimus, and Kiwanis, to name a few, and there are more.
So they're going to be helping us as well. And
Yes.
we have city councils on board, right?
Yes, thank goodness for the Auburn City Council. That's Mike Holmes, Mayor Al Stoughton, Rachel Harris, and Daniel Berlant, and Sandy Amara. They're all supporting the Senior Center and the event to FAM, as well as Cindy Gustafson and Jim Holmes, our Placer County supervisors.
That's going to be good. So as far as getting the word out, so far, what have we done? Let's review. We just got the posters done yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're going to be putting them out in the community. We're going to be selling tickets at the Auburn Senior Center and at the Chamber and other select places we haven't pinpointed yet in downtown Auburn and around to make it easier.
Yeah, so there should be at least 5 to 6 areas that you can get physical tickets, and we have 400 of them. We can only sell 400 because we have a max of 500 allowed at the theater and the amphitheater. So we're limited on that. We'd like to sell all 400 out because it's a fundraiser.
Right.
And it's a benefit, and we want the community to give back, and that's a concept that you and I put together as how we combine and bring people together, and that's what community is, bringing people together for a common cause, and that's what nonprofits are, and that's why we want to do this, because we have a passion for these 3 nonprofits.
Right, because the Auburn Senior Center brings people together, specifically seniors, which 20% of Placer County's residents are seniors. So that's a big way to bring people together. And the Auburn Winds brings people together to enjoy music and be happy, right?
Yep, and the Duet Theater restoration is going on right now. We are in the middle of negotiations with the county to have rights to start marketing and fundraising for the theater, and that would truly give Auburn and North Auburn a multiple community center that can be used in multiple ways. A first-class theater renovation along with a courthouse and a gallery for museum artifacts. So it really becomes something that has ownership by the community of Auburn to support and to actually give financially to keep the theater alive for many, many, many years if we can get things rolling on that. So this benefit is an important benefit for groups that want to keep going, but it also supports new projects and new ways to preserve the history of Auburn and to preserve the atmosphere of small town Auburn too. We really need that, and that's why Auburn is unique, because it's small town but only so many miles from larger suburbs, but we want to keep it small town. We like the way it is, and there's a lot of history that should be notated and preserved, and right now it's in danger of not being preserved.
Because the DeWitt Center is how old? That's
I believe Ramona Brockman, our chairperson, has been searching that. 1937 approximately is when it first came into being as a World War I, World War II facility. It was actually a prisoner. It housed prisoners from the war and then serviced people that were injured too before it was turned over from the military to become a special needs institution, which was DeWitt State Hospital for years. That was run by the state.
was that a mental hospital?
Yes, it was. And my dad was the last surviving doctor who passed away, Dr. Stanley Chun. I lived on the grounds when I was 3 to 5 years old before we moved. So
You lived on the DeWitt grounds?
yep, right where the homeless camp used to be in the community county building is, where the apartments were, and that's where I lived as a little kid, and I interfaced with the patients every day.
Oh.
That's why I'm so crazy.
That's why I love you so much. Right, okay, so they're probably the oldest. The Senior Center's been around for 42 years. Started in 1980. What about the Auburn Winds? I don't know the history of that at all.
You know, I'm not sure when the Winds started, but I believe it was in the 80s.
Okay,
I'm
same
going
as
to
the
make a
Senior Center
guesstimation
probably.
at.
Yeah.
Or the 90s, and it's gone through several changes of conductors and nonprofit status and community involvement. And the current conductor is Jim Keffer, and they have a new board of directors. The group rehearses weekly. They take the summer off, and it's more of a traditional concert band style, but it's not the Auburn Symphony. They're two separate groups, and they're both compatible groups, and most of the musicians play in all kinds of different groups. They play all over the place.
Okay.
So, and then they come together weekly. I'm in the Auburn Winds. I'm the percussionist.
Really? I wouldn't guess. Okay.
But,
That must be fun.
you know, the group plays 3 to 4 concerts a year, and they'll be getting more popular. They're going to be at the Preserve Park at July 3rd or July 4th. That's a big weekend coming up. They're going to be at the ARD 75th anniversary, June 17th, a week after FAM. So
Yeah.
they've got booked too. They also formed a big band. So the Auburn Winds Big Band Ensemble, which I used to be part of that. I still am in and out. But that's a separate group under the umbrella of the Auburn Winds. But the main group is the concert band, which has been their feature group for years. So they actually have 2 groups.
Okay.
So
the big band and the concert band.
So the
Yeah.
groups are good, and the Auburn Winds is another arm of Auburn Art and Music, which supports the amazing amount of talent that's in Auburn, California.
Definitely.
Because that's also tied in with Placer Art Studio Tours and Arts Council of Placer County. And we have an amazing amount of art talent and music talent and preserve and cultural talent in this little hometown. Past is in November, and last year they had over 65 sites over 5 days. Amazing.
For the Placer Arts Tour.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Auburn is one of the few small towns that has a symphony too,
Right.
and the Auburn Winds. So there's lots of things going on. You already know that. Auburn has more things in this town than we can even go to.
Right.
I mean, we have so many things going
It's
on.
every weekend.
We don't even know what they are anymore.
It's especially when the weather will warm up one of these days.
Yeah, and FAM will just be tacked on to that, but we're hoping to make FAM an annual event, right?
Yes, we are. So currently, what are we looking for still? We're looking for sponsors.
Yep, we need financial sponsors, people that want to give, and we have $100, $250, and $500 sponsorship levels. They're not expensive. Every penny helps us to defray costs. We're also looking for more art studios, and we're also looking for more food vendors. So we want to fill those up before June 10th. We need your help. Our music lineup is great for this year, and if FAM is a success, you and I want to make this an annual event.
An annual event. Yep. Then we could continue serving the Senior Center and the DeWitt and the Auburn Winds.
Yes, and it could be more nonprofits that could come into play too. So FAM is open. It's all dependent upon how we as a community support events like this.
Now, do you have experience putting on community events like this? I mean, I just do with the Taste of the Foothills. My one big claim
Well,
to fame. But what about you?
Yeah, I'm starting to get more involved in Auburn, but for years I've done the Sac Valley Music Industry Forum, which is a huge music event down in Sacramento, and for a long time we held it at West Sacramento Community Center, as well as up in Roseville and at studios in Sacramento at Tim's Music. And that brought the whole entire music community from Sac Valley together for a day of music industry, networking, retail, and a chance for people to learn about what's happening in Sacramento Valley music and business. And a chance for people to come together and get together too. And that event has drawn over 500 people.
Wow.
We may institute that again this year. It could bring up to 1,000. I'm also involved in the Asian Pacific Film Festival at Sofia, coming up May 12th, 13th, which you may be hosting that. And we have a big cultural festival May 7th in Elk Grove. LA I hosted and formed with my good friends Rob Carson and Ralph Hardiman. We hosted the Malibu Indoor Drumline Classic for years, which is held at Smothers Theater at Pepperdine. That was a huge indoor drumline competition from all of Southern California. And then, of course, I'm an active member in NAMM, which I've done tons of workshops.
What is NAMM for those
NAMM.
in our audience that are not familiar?
Well, if you're a music guy, NAMM is the largest music activity in the world, National Association of Music Merchants. And every year they sponsor the NAMM show. Typically is in Anaheim at the Convention Center. And then post, they also supported the Summer NAMM in Nashville.
Okay.
Those things are in flux because of COVID, but
Right.
NAMM is coming back to January. And before it hit COVID, it was reaching 95,000 people over 4 days.
Okay, and you just came back from that, so
Yes,
was
they
it-
had a spring NAMM in Anaheim. I just came back. Word. And it probably brought in about 60,000 this year.
Okay.
So, but by coming back to January, it'll bring in a lot. And talk about community. You know, NAMM is the same as FAM. These nonprofits bring people together for a common cause. NAMM, it's all about the music. FAM, it's all about
our community
and
and Auburn
nonprofits.
and nonprofits.
right. So we can tie all of that in because
Because we love
arts
Auburn.
are the universal language.
Right, and we love Auburn and we love our community, and we just want to bring people out together to enjoy feeling good on a hot summer
Yeah.
day.
You haven't seen how talented this girl is. She's extremely talented and has got an imagination, an art imagination
thank
that's
you.
amazing.
Thank
So
you.
you're going to meet some of Happy House's arts drawing, and you're going to combine it with creative music services at FAM.
That's it. So look forward to FAM, June 10th from 3 to 7 at the Auburn Library.
Auburn Garden Theater.
I don't know why I can't
I
get
know,
that.
we all say that.
Auburn Garden Theater. Tickets are on sale starting today at the Auburn Senior Center, and you can look on our Facebook event page for FAM, and all information will be coming forth on that with advertising and just more information to keep you in the know.
It's FAM Festival page on Facebook. If you need to reach me by email, cms@wizwire.com. Send me an email. You can contact Lindsay also at the Auburn Senior Center. June 10th, 3 to 7 p.m. It's going to be great. Get your tickets now, and we'll see you soon. Right,
FAM
Lindsay?
Fest, yes.